Hiya. Sorry about any extra noise today. It's absolutely roasting, as we know. I've got both windows open trying to create a draft to keep me cool. Now last week I was away for 5 days in Southampton with Soph and the boys, and we've been working on and putting the final touches on 5 original tracks. Really happy with how it's all turned out and super excited to share that with you soon, so you better keep an ear out and an eye open, okay? Now while I was down there, got me thinking about the start of my journey with this thing here called an electric guitar. I don't know if you've noticed, but I actually play guitar. Some people probably don't know that, but yeah. And it got me thinking about how it all started and some of the first things that I taught myself. I'll keep it short because we know that I like to chat. Basically, do you remember the old program called TFI Friday, hosted by Chris Evans? And I used to watch that with my mum and dad. And I remember this kid came on, and he must have been about, 10. And I was 10. And he played the theme tune, which is obviously the Riverboat Song by Ocean Colour Scene. And I was like, if he can play that, I can play that. And I taught myself it. And then we had a year 6, which is last year of juniors in England. We had a little levers assembly, and I taught myself how to play the main riff, and I stood up with a little Spanish acoustic half size, and I just thought that I was the king of the world. Thought it was Slash. Obviously not Slash playing for Ocean Colour Scene, but he was probably the coolest guitarist I knew of at the time. Anyway, I stood up in front of all the parents and the kids and just played that opening riff, and I got a round of applause, and then at that moment I knew, this is what I want to do with my life. Look at me now, sat on a couch in my shorts with a brew, still playing the same riff. Here's that really cool solo lick just by itself. So to get this kind of quacky strat tone, I'm actually on the 3rd position in the middle, and this is an elite strat, so it has the N3 noiseless pickups, and it also has the S1 switch, which you can activate by pushing in the volume button. Gives you 5 extra tones. Ordinarily, the 3rd position is just the middle pickup by itself. Sounds like this. And if we turn it on, you now get the middle and the neck wired in series, and it's a completely different sound. Call me strange, but I actually think that might be my favourite sound you can get out of this strat. I know that you've got the iconic 2nd and 4th positions without S1 switch pressed, but this is cool, it's unique. We're in the key of B minor, so why don't we run through a couple of pentatonic shapes that are going to help you learn this solo. We're going to start way up high on the 10th fret of the high E with the index finger, which is the minor 3rd above the root note, which we're going to grab with the 3rd finger on the 12th fret of the B. And we're going to go back and forth in this rhythm. Very playful. Then you're going to grab the 12th fret of the high E and you're going to bend that up a whole step and back down. If you're unsure what that's supposed to sound like, then you can slide up 2 frets, pitch that note, memorize it and try and match it. Once you've let that bend down, you're then going to hit the 10th fret with the index finger, come back to the 7th fret and do a very quick hammer on pull off back to the 10. Then come to the 10th fret of the B and then the 7th fret with the index finger. Now, we're going to hop down to the 7th fret of the G with the index finger, give it a cheeky little push. Just a little one. Make sure it's cheeky. Then grab the 9th fret of the D with the 3rd finger and go back and forth between the 7th fret with the index. I then do a very quick finger swap. So, 3rd finger's on the 9th fret of the D, right? Quickly change to 2nd finger, hit it again. And that allows us to prep that 3rd finger on the 10th fret of the B for a whole tone bend back up to the root. I don't do any fancy vibrato there. I just let the note ring out and fade into the distance as that chonky riff comes back in. Okay, so you're a well-established lead guitarist and you're definitely taking the solo here. We might as well learn the rhythm part as well so you can teach your mate. It's dead simple. And this is what I was talking about before. This is the first riff that I ever learned and then played live in front of a Year 6 assembly hall. It was a proud moment for everybody in the family. Never forgotten. 3 notes starting with a B on the 7th fret of the low E. Give it a little bit of vibrato if you want. Then you're going to hit D and E, 5th and 7th fret of the A. Just going to cycle it around twice with this rhythm. Now when it moves for the first time, you'll hear it in the track, you're just going to lift that all up one string. So our root note is now E, okay? And then it comes back down to the B. And then we've got F sharp, so all the way down to the 2nd fret, and you can use the open strings here. Bring it back to that B. Now if you listen closely, you can hear that a second guitar is also doing different octaves of the same riff. So for example, that low F sharp that we played here, well, you could play that on the 9th fret of the A string, right? You could also play the B riff up here. Or even here. Pick which one you like the sound of, and whichever one is practical, depending on where you've come from. Big jumps are possible, but they're just a little bit more difficult. They require skill, which I have in abundance. We're keeping it short today. It's too hot to be playing guitar solos with 2,000 notes in them. You'll burn up, believe me. Now, if you want the tab for this lesson, you can get that on my Patreon. Come over, have a little chat with me. I do my best to reply to everyone. Unless you're giving me abuse, then you get a slap. But we know that. Don't forget to thumb up the video, hit subscribe, tiny little bell next to it. That will alert you the next time that my face is due to appear on your screen. I said something wrong. So I thought, oh, I know, I'll take a sip of my brew and then I'll do like a comical cut. I've run out of brew, so that doesn't work. Anyway, leave a comment down below, tell me what you liked about this video, and let me know if you are at all interested or intrigued in the original material that I will be releasing fairly soon. Go on, do it. I've got a hat on today. You know what that means. Oh yeah, I'll see you soon.